Good day fellow traders and value investors, and welcome back to another video. As we approach the end of the year, I want to do something a little different and take a moment to reflect on 2025 in review. I wasn't sure what photos to use for my first slide, so I used the photo we snapped of our sunflower in the garden. I love the symmetry of the nature. And second one is a photo taken in Kent. I think it's a beautiful view. First of all, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope that as we close out 2025, we can all take a moment to reflect on what didn't go well, learn from it, and then let it go. But more importantly, I hope we focus on the positive moments, lessons and wins from this year and carry that momentum forward in 2026. Build on what worked, improve what didn't, and make the coming year even better. From an investing and speculative perspective, 2025 was one of my best years so far. I opened my speculative account about 5 years ago, just after the pandemic started, and I still call it speculative even though I held some of those positions for years, because back then I honestly didn't know why I was buying those stocks. I had no real strategy, I did very little research, and some positions were bought purely based on suggestions from other YouTube creators. As you can see from my broker's account, my year-to-date return was over 30%, you can see here, which is the highest it's ever been. We can see the trend over the past 5 years. That was about 17% down. 2025 was the first year my speculative account finally turned green. That account stayed in red every single year since I opened it. So yeah, this might be a small win in absolute terms, but for me it's a huge milestone. On the value investing side, my portfolio delivered a 19% rate of return, which I'm genuinely happy with. It wasn't about chasing hype, it was about fundamentals, patience and discipline. And that approach continues to validate why long-term, fundamentals-driven investing works. And then another major highlight from me in 2025 was starting this channel. And honestly, it's brought me far more value than I initially expected. Creating content has forced me to adopt a much more structured research process. I now approach every stock with clearer questions. What actually drives the revenue and earnings? What risk matters most? At what price does this stock become attractive? And what strategy fits this business best? That process has helped me make better, more informed decisions, and I truly hope the content here has brought you value as well. Looking ahead to 2026, there are two stocks I'll be watching very closely. That's Lennar Corporation and Cal-Maine Foods. I've already taken some profits in the past from Lennar Corporation, but I want to do much deeper analysis this coming year before opening a position. What makes Lennar interesting to me is this. It was the first earnings call I ever listened to where the call actually ended because there were no further questions from the analyst. That could suggest the stock is undercovered, and sometimes that's where the opportunity lives. Because it's currently paying about 2% dividend and is going down based on the negative earnings. And the second one is Cal-Maine Foods. I plan to open a position for Cal-Maine in early January, just before the ex-dividend date. My strategy here is twofold: cash in on dividends, hold the business long term. Cal-Maine pays 100% of net earnings in dividend, and based on my recent 3 case scenarios, you can see that the stock has the potential of returning 11% plus 10% dividend. That's about 20% compounded annually. Now it's important to be realistic. The egg market appears to be near the top of the cycle. We can see that reflected in the price, explosive move and then found some resistance. And while recent earnings were stellar, earnings can revert towards the mean, which will put pressure on the price. We can see that happening already slightly, and that could continue. If that happens, I actually see it as an opportunity to add more to my position. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research, as there are real risks involved. I know it's too early. 2026 will be the year of the horse, which symbolizes freedom, wealth and success. And I wish you all at least that. Freedom, wealth and success. To close things out, I want to say thank you for being here. Whether you've watched one video or followed the channel, I wish you all a happy, healthy and prosperous year ahead. Happy holidays, and stay tuned for more videos on fundamentals in motion. Thanks for watching.